I want to hear some more about this Jonah Hill topic because the shit been trending. Everybody's talking about this.
I haven't heard about it, so it's gonna be
Go.
my
So,
first time.
so I'll preface it real quick, and then we can just read the messages. So, like 2 days ago, his ex started posting a bunch of screenshots of messages, and every single day she's posting more and more about their relationship from 2 years ago. And these are the messages.
If you need surfing with men, boundarously inappropriate friendships with men. Hey, yo, boundarously inappropriate friendships with men. You got to detail that a little bit more. To model, to post pictures of yourself in a bathing suit, to post sexual pictures, friendships with women who are in unstable places, and from your wild recent past beyond getting a lunch or coffee or something respectful. I am not the right partner for you. If these things bring you to a place of unhappiness, I support it, and there will be no hard feelings. Excuse me. These are my boundaries for romantic partnership. My boundaries with you based on the ways these actions have hurt our trust. See the misuse of the term boundaries.
So that piece there is what she posted on the story.
Yeah.
Like, see the misuse of the term boundaries.
Let me just curiosity kill the cat.
I fucking agree. That's all I gotta say.
You agree with who?
With her misusing it, the definition of boundaries or the terms of boundaries,
Expand.
as she said. Oh, okay. Because as Indika, to be a model and to post pictures of bathing suits and sexual pictures or whatever the case may be, that could be a boundary, but that's not like big and most important boundaries in a relationship, to keep a relationship, to have a partner and be in a relationship. Boundaries are personal stuff. You as a person growing together, not some what the fuck is going on by me working or something or creating or posting a picture on IG or whatever the case may fucking be. Like that could be on the list, but that should be at the bottom of the list.
If we're going off of the definition of the word boundaries, a line that marks the limits of an area, a dividing line, I feel like he's cool. Like, he's cool in setting his boundaries. Are his boundaries necessarily the right ones? That changes per person. If that's what he feels like is right for him, then that's what he feels like is right for him. But boundaries are boundaries. I feel like I don't think there's anything wrong with him setting his boundaries.
I just think he needs to like rethink on what he wants in a relationship.
But he's very clear on what he wants. Like he
on shit that is like basic, that should be at the bottom of the list. Those are not building. Y'all not building as a partner. Y'all not building as a relationship. That's bullshit. That should be at the bottom of the list.
But that's just one screenshot that she posted, because he could have said multiple things. Because I don't think there's anything wrong with you being very clear on the things that you don't want in a relationship.
There's nothing wrong with that. No, that's not what I'm saying.
So, but she's posting it in a way to like be like, oh, like he's bugging the fuck out for
no,
setting these boundaries.
She's saying see the misuse of the term boundary. I think that's the main point. Like, see the misuse.
But it's not a misuse. It's a clear. He's used it correct, like very correctly, actually. Like these are the things that I don't want to happen. So and then afterwards he very politely says like, yo, if that's not okay with you, then cool, we could just be friends. I am not the right partner for you. If these things bring you to a place of unhappiness, I support it, and there will be no hard feelings. These are my boundaries for romantic partnerships. I feel like that's a very mature and respectful way to get your point across. If it's like using the proper.
I think we're just understanding boundaries differently.
Yeah, that's what I think they were doing too.
Yeah.
But I feel like
you want to chime in?
Oh, you don't want me to chime in?
Because we going at it.
Well, I'm gonna add more context. So take this into account. They broke up about 2 years ago. This just came out 2 to 3 days ago. He is.
So they've probably been like on and off, right?
No.
No? Oh.
He is now engaged to someone else and just had a kid by someone else within the last few weeks. Now she's posting this out.
Wait, what?
All right. Well, you see, I just wanted to set the record clear that I didn't know none of this. I'm really learning about the story all like right now.
Me too.
So I feel like it's just adding more to what I'm saying, because like now you're like,
wait, what's going on?
Now
that's my man's too. I love him.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think he's
love
wrong.
him.
I feel like that's a scorned person.
No, because that's just threw up the whole point. Because like, why is she posting it now?
Because she's scorned. Like, she hating. My man,
like he done had a kid, he married, everything. Like
he didn't call her no disrespectful words. He didn't put no hands on her.
Okay, go back to that screenshot, because now, what's the point of plain and simple? If you need suffering with men, it's an appropriate friendship with men to my.
I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
I am not the right partner for you. If these things bring you a place of happiness, I support it.
I don't know if I should talk through.
First of all, when did they talk? Like, when does it say when they were? 2021.
2021.
Oh, she weird.
She scrolls.
She weird. She weird. This is probably at the time that they were probably trying to work things out.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were trying to work things out. So obviously, I don't know how long were they together?
I don't know that much.
However long they were together, and maybe they're having problems in their relationship, ended it, and they were trying to get back together. Those are probably things that he had problems with her, and just made a list of it, of like, well, if we are going to work things out and we're probably going to get back together, these are my boundaries. And if that was the case, if that's what they mean, then that's reasonable, because y'all trying to work things out. So she needs to set her boundaries, and he needs to set his boundaries in order for it to work out.
Because the worst shit is when a woman, when you tell her, like, listen, I'm not, like, I can't tell you to stop hanging out.
She posted everything. She posted all that too?
Yes.
I can't tell you to stop hanging out with
What
somebody,
is the
but that
point?
shit makes me uncomfortable. Like, I would rather you not hang out with this person for whatever the reason is, and then they still do it, and it's like, and then some shit happens. It's like, boom, like, I told you. This is why you got, like, this is why he did the right shit with setting a very clear boundary. So it's like, once tonight you start breaking that shit, like, fuck that, because he said it, he's doing it for a reason. He done probably been through certain experiences or certain situations with shorty that's like, that has
So
made him say that.
what I'm confused now. So what is the point of the message and that first message? What are we talking about, the boundaries and the point of the story?
Wait, no, yeah, we just talking about the boundaries and stuff like that. But I feel
Or
like,
if he was right or wrong for saying what he said for the boundaries that he's requiring.
yeah, I feel like that's all in the same conversation. Like, I feel like,
Okay, well, I do agree with him if that's the case, if they were trying to get back together and those were his boundaries to make it work.
but even if those were his initial boundaries at first, like, let's say that, like,
No,
when he
then I
first-
stand with what I said in the beginning.
So
But you never said what you thought with everything. I'm not even reading everything else, but this is crazy that she posted everything. Like, what is the point now?
I don't know. In my mind, it seems like, why would you do this 2 years after? I think
Yeah.
you might have been in what you consider a toxic relationship of some sort, which I get.
Probably.
And you had someone that has been very publicly about saying that he deals with like trust issues, and he did an entire documentary about therapy and what it took for him. So I don't know. I think it's something about either her wanting validation right now or attention from the internet, because I know this split the internet in half. Like, you have a bunch of people taking her side, a lot of people taking his side.
Private. Nothing like this ever, like, something crazy like this has never came out. Like, he's super private.
that's what I'm saying. And if it's recently announced that, like, he got married and had a kid and all these other things with a new person, then,
He's not married yet, but yeah, they're engaged.
yeah. So yeah, I feel like that's what it is. Like, I
Yeah,
haven't seen
she's
enough scorn for him
seeking
and,
just attention, whoever that is.
Because I'm like, what are these messages going to bring?
Nothing.
Like,
Nothing. Like, that's why I'm confused. Like, why did you put them out?
She
For
tried-
what?
they're-
He's clearly not getting back with you. Like, he done said it so many ways. Clearly and like in a
Yeah,
nice
like
way.
this is gonna garner attention. Don't get me wrong, I understand that. This is gonna get attention from the internet, and it's gonna get a lot of people that are gonna say, "No, you were right. He's super controlling." Blah 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 blah. Whatever the case might be. But I think he was very clear in saying, "Hey, like, if these are too crazy of a boundaries, I also get it, and we're just not meant for each other." And I think that's fine to say it. Honestly, I may not agree with some of the things he might have put as boundaries himself, but if he's conscious enough to say, hey, some of these I understand may be too much, and if it's too much for you, that's okay.
Yeah.
But he's not forcing her. I don't think he's controlling her. And I know,
Agree.
based on, if you go like on Twitter and stuff, people are saying that he is being manipulative or controlling through that one message when it first came out.
I think it's just a bad attempt at, like, trying to get him out of here. Like, trying to see if she could get him canceled.
Shawty
like,
weird.
Bring him some negative attention. Try to fuck up a role for him or some shit. Because anytime one of these big artists, like Johnny Depp lost a whole bunch of shit at first when the whole shit where Amber Heard first came out. He lost a whole bunch of movie roles and shit like that until the whole trial finished, and then it came out that he never really did anything to her. That it was her fucking with him. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel maybe she tried to do something similar.
Yeah,
And-
she's just weird. She's just weird.
And this is the second
Weird.
time she's put him out, by the way. She tried putting him out a year ago. Didn't
Can
really
I see
gain her
picture? Do
attention.
you have it?
And
Is her,
then
is her
Nobody
picture
was focused.
somewhere? Because she is a
What's her name?
weirdo.
Sarah something. I'm trying to see if I find it in here somewhere.
It should be because It's all his pictures. It may seem as if. Wait. That's her?
This is her last, one of the last things she posted.
It may seem as if I am sharing a lot, but you all have no idea how much more there is, which I am choosing not to share out of consideration for him and his family. You done share everything else, might as well. But you still not gonna get nowhere. Ew, she looks miserable. I'm being so mean, but it's like, why do this? You're just being a mean person. And you have no, that's just mean. Let the man be. He's a private man. The fuck? Oh, can we curse here?
Yeah, we can curse here. This not.
Just one curse word. One curse word.
Yeah, it's good. They ain't gonna mess up.
Ew, I was gonna say, ew, don't tell me that's.
Yes.
My man's what? Jonah. No.
It's not about looks.
It's not about personality either. She's clearly not a good, like.
Yo.
No, what was going on there? I need my lip gloss. What was going on there?
It's just a
Wait.
template.
Okay, so how did me asking, my question was gonna be, what do y'all think when girls are gonna say like, or be saying like, oh, I'm outside, we're gonna be outside, da da da, and you said that was gonna lead into this. How so?
Well, I guess you could talk into that because like that first message about boundaries, that first message was like friendships with men, putting pictures of yourself out there in bathing suits.
Oh, that's another question.
But you see, these things, like now the surfing with men and all those things, after you pulled up her IG, she has a lot of like surfing. She must have been like a surfer
Yeah.
or something like that. Like, because a lot of the things that he's saying, or like posting pictures of yourself in a bathing suit, you see like now that's kind of
Okay.
bugging because if she's a surfer and all that shit, like that's a part of the things that she do. I can't marry a model and be upset that she does model shit. That doesn't make sense.
No, I get it. I think I don't disagree. I think I do think there's a lot of context missing that she's choosing not to share.
Yeah.
But that's what I said. I may not agree with everything he's putting as boundaries because I'm guessing you met her, she being a surfer. Yeah. But in theory, and now this is me playing devil's advocate, not necessarily that I agree or don't agree with it. We don't know if he's talking more about sexual pictures because he does specify sexual pictures.
He does.
We don't know what the relationship is it with other men that do surfing. Is she the type of person that maybe doesn't have a good gauge of how to not be flirty or something along those lines? Or is it people that maybe she's been with in the past and she's still keeping in touch, like a very close relationship with? We don't know any of that. And a lot of that I know comes from that surfing community because that's what she's involved in. So I think it puts it out, like it leaves it up to interpretation of he's bugging, but could these have come from somewhere? Could these, some stuff happened that made him say, you know what, I don't think I'm cool with this because this is going beyond a certain line that I'm not willing to go past.
And also what you said, like, we don't know how toxic that shit was. That it was probably a toxic ass relationship.
I don't know. I have, in my mind, I'm like, the fact that you're posting this 2 years after the fact kind of tells me that it might have been, or that you're still scorned by it in some way. And you're like, seems like he's happy now. Let me post this shit out because it's bothering me the fact that he may be happy
That's why,
in
that's
this
why
point
I
in
said
time.
she looked like she miserable.